Sup guys, how you doing? You might be wondering, what are these people gonna tell us? Or maybe not. Well, anyways, let me give you a clue. Curriculum. Got it? Well, that's it. We're gonna introduce you to the amazing world of technology integrated in curricula by explaining you what a curriculum is, its types, and by providing you with the helpful strategies that may come in handy in your future as a language teacher. Are you ready? Well, get comfortable and let's do it! 1, 2, 3, action!
A curriculum is a set of criteria, programs, methodologies, and processes that contribute to the integral formation, and it depends of the view of the region, nation, and cultural identity. For example, it includes human aspects, behaviors, emotions, something like that. However, it depends on the type of curriculum. Generally, talking about education, it has a ideological perspective, socio-anthropological, epistemological, and pedagogical. There are 3 types of curriculum, which are technical curriculum, practical curriculum, and emancipatory curriculum. If we talk about the first one, which is the technical, we think about something more objective, traditional, limited, maybe. The idea is just to evaluate and to have notes, a score, something like that, and it's structural. The other one, the practical, it's more about the action. It emphasizes on the action, and the results nor are so important. It depends on the teacher, the activity, something like that. It is more important the reflection and the signification of the learning process. The final one, the emancipatory, it's more open. It's like an open mind curriculum. It talks about the culture, emotions, psychological perspective. It takes into account the negotiation, for example, the social perspective. That's why it's important to adapt if we want to include the a technological perspective, for example, or some media. We have to take into account which curriculum is going to be our base, for example, our foundation.
Copy paste. If you refuse to implement media in a classroom just because you fear it might affect your students, I regret to inform you are preventing them and yourself from a great learning experience because of nonsense. We, as teachers, are knowledge conciliators insofar we provide learners with the tools for them to come out with their own ideas. What does it mean? Teachers are an influence to them as well. The key point is to show them how not to imitate but to bear in mind awareness and critical thinking. And guess what? Media can be like those incredible weapons a role-player game gives you to defeat your enemies. In this case, repression and ignorance. Imagine you're writing a paper for your English class about abortion. Whether it be for it or against it, you need to get enough information to stand an argument. And that means you need to go beyond and look the type of ideas that could tackle yours. And then the magic happens, and you find yourself broadening your knowledge in topic. Isn't that cool? But what about going even deeper? A teacher can, for example, make their students ask themselves why the databases they have visited contain that info. Maybe it was because of the context behind the publishing house. Maybe the scholars behind it carried out a study and showed it with a purpose. Media as learning tools and as samples of study may have a great significance not only in the development of critical and analytical skills, but also in the learning dynamics since they boost creativity, expression, and dialogue. And what we might love the most about them is that they can be explored in different contexts, different from the typical classroom. By implementing the correct guidance, teachers will double their students into an autonomous learning exercise.
When we think about media, the first thing that comes up to our mind is radio, television, or newspaper. Today, it is not a secret that audiovisual materials are taking an important role over writing products. However, when we talk about an educational context, materials that are written tend to be more valued than audiovisual ones. Probably right now you are asking yourself, how am I going to introduce these new materials to my class? To do so, you should educate your students in the media and also educate them with the medias. When we educate in the media, we are talking about learn the media's language. And when we say educate with the media, we talk about how we use this media to teach our students. Now, when we are talking about which kind of materials I can introduce to my class, you can think about printed materials, audiovisual materials, and of course, internet materials. All of them are important because they help us to improve our skills. For example, when we use printed materials, we improve our critical thinking skill.
Trust me, well used, these new tools can make a learning scenario brighter than it already is. The way information is being conveyed has changed. Okay, Boomer, we do agree with you. Up to a point. It is true that thanks to technology we have made a transition from paper to screens. After all, thumb drive is a thing, isn't it? But instead of attacking the new community of users like some crazy witch hunter, we suggest you venture into it and find out what does make media so wonderful.